Testing, 1 2 1 2. Hello, friends. This is Tony Burns with another episode of As the Sports World Burns, offering opinions on sports and other topics using old school wisdom with a new school perspective. This episode's a little late recording, as most of the people in South Arkansas. On Sunday, I experienced no internet, no cell phone, no email, no texting, all day. Everything was out all day long, literally, and I got to tell you, folks, I'm not one of those people that walks around with a cell phone attached to my arm, but once you get used to it, when you don't have it, that is not a lot of fun to have everything, all your internet and cell phone out of service. It was funny. My football team are the Raiders, and they were on television playing the Steelers. It's a afternoon game, and so when I realized I had no service, I said, well, I'll just watch the game. That'll keep me occupied for the whole afternoon, basically. Then by then, hopefully the service will be restored. And I could not get through one series without my cell phone. I need to check my email. I've got to get to my email. I'm frantic. I'm sure I'm missing messages. I know I'm missing texts, and I'm just losing I cannot focus on the game. I feel like I may have been going through some sort of withdrawals. It was sad, actually. I had no idea how dependent I've become on the internet and the cell phone and email and to think none of these things even existed. What was the internet? 20 years ago, 25 years ago? So I grew up most of my life never having any of these things. I didn't get a cell phone probably about 12 years ago. And how quickly I've become dependent on these things. It's scary, it's sad, but obviously I'm not the only one. I walked outside and had a neighbor who's just sitting on his porch sad. He's just sad. And he asked me, you're in there down too? I said, yes, sir. It's really bad for him. His wife, her child, was getting married yesterday in North Carolina. Like I said, we're in Arkansas, and she was going to watch the wedding on the computer, on something not Zoom, but something like Zoom. They're going to show it, and she missed, her child's wedding because the internet was down. Which, as a society, we rely on the internet now, for everything. And I know I've covered football games on the internet. I don't. When the Raiders football team goes on the road, they have a 2 or 3 hour drive. I don't make the trip anymore. I watch the live stream on the computer, and it's as an old school sports writer. It feels weird. It feels icky. I don't put my name on the story when I write it because I wasn't actually there. But yeah, and there have been times I had bad internet service or the game will freeze on the internet, and I'll miss plays, and so yeah, I don't feel good about covering games on the computer anymore. But you rely on it now. I mean, why? It's just. It's a valuable tool that has kind of turned into a crutch. That should be the next Bruce Willis movie. What would happen if a terrorist decided could do something to just kill the internet, put everyone offline in the world, every internet offline for an hour? What would happen to the world? And I was thinking that would actually be Bruce Willis's next movie. He tries to stop a terrorist from disabling the world's internet service for an hour. Uh, I'd watch that. I'd be rooting for Bruce Willis hard. You call that movie. Uh, uh, oh hell no! That'd be the thing of that movie because everybody's like, oh no, Bruce, you got to stop him. Everything's going to shut down if you stop the internet service around the world for an hour. Anyway, enough of that. Talked about the Arkansas got another win last week. Beat Georgia Southern the way they're supposed to do, setting up a SEC showdown for Saturday against Texas A&M. Texas A&M ranked number 7 in the nation on ESPN anyway, I think. And Razorbacks coming in at number 16. Both teams are 3-0. The Aggies are a 5.5-point favorite. At least they were as of Monday. Let's see what happens to that spread as the week goes on. ESPN's Football Power Index gives A&M a 57.6% chance of winning, leading the Razorbacks at 42.4. The game will be on CBS. The afternoon will be the featured game, I believe, 2:30. Be the featured game for CBS on Saturday. Try to keep my expectations in check. As good as Arkansas looked this year, I don't want to forget where they were last year. I don't want to forget where they were 2 years ago. I don't want to. I guess A&M, just keep it close. Just show you can be on the field. You deserve to be on the field with them. Just show you're in the same class as A&M. Keep it close, go to the fourth quarter. Then whatever happens, happens. But I'm not going to be one of those guys who predicts Arkansas is going to go and blow out A&M. Then they're going to beat Alabama and Georgia. No. Let's just keep it in perspective. Keep everything, like just remember 2 years ago, Arkansas couldn't beat San Jose State or Western Kentucky. So just pump the brakes a little bit on the excitement for the Hogs. And so far, so good. They do look good. Speaking of looking good, El Dorado's football team beat up Magnolia. Beat Magnolia 50-30 last week. That offense is awesome. Defense could not stop Magnolia's running game. That's a concern a little bit. They're going to face some more power running teams later on. They're going to start the game without the starting linebacker. So we'll take that, put that into factor that in. But yeah, Alvarez's offense is incredible. Speaking of, last week, in the last episode anyway, I unveiled my top 5 list and had a little controversy apparently. I got a little bit of feedback from folks. I had one on my list was the top 5 El Dorado quarterbacks of the last 30 or so years. And just a quick recap: had Taylor Reed number 1, Elliot Jacobs number 2, John Thomas Shepard number 3, skip Lucas Reed number 5, and number 4 I have Sharman Rester, the current El Dorado quarterback, senior. And he at the time of the list he started 2 games. And that's what I had several people come up to me saying, "Hey, you can't put him at number 4 already after just 2 games." And I admit, I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know, that's not fair to him. It's just he had done enough. But last week in his 3rd game, after I came up with the list, he threw for 300 and ran for 100. So I'm not backing down now. He's I guess I should say this is a projected list for him. Good God, this guy, and he's got all his weapons. He's got the fastest receiving crew in the state. Has to be. You cannot. If you can find me 3 or 4 receivers faster than the Raiders, let me see him. He's got a really good running game. Offensive line is playing well. The only question would be, can the defense get the ball back to him enough? I think they will. But, yeah, Elrod has the ball. I have never been this excited to watch an offense play. And I mean, they're last week 280-yard touchdown passes, 280-yard touchdown passes, and then the quarterback broke loose and rushed and ran for an 83-yard touchdown. Whew! That's kind of explosive, to say the least. So anyway, I welcome your feedback on that. I appreciate it, even if you disagree. That's what this is all about. Go ahead and disagree. Speaking of, as far as my podcast goes, people are tuning in. I appreciate it. If you would, just do me a favor, and if it's available for you to subscribe to it, I believe YouTube has a little bell or something that you click, and then it will you'll be subscribed, and it'll give you a update every time a podcast is uploaded. And it would help me out to know how many people are actually tuning in. So yeah, if you would just subscribe or whatever, and I would definitely appreciate it. And before I go, I said we're gonna do a list a week, or at least an episode. Keep saying a week. A list per episode. This week's list, top 5 list, top 5 NFL running backs of all the times. This is NFL, not college. If it was college, I'd have Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker, but it's NFL. My list. Number 5, Marcus Allen, Oakland Raiders. Now the Las Vegas Raiders. I guess he was with the LA Raiders. But the Raiders, Marcus Allen, one of the most underrated running backs ever. Smooth. I don't know. Marcus Allen. Number 4, Eric Dickerson, one of my favorite backs. Loved him at SMU, even though they beat the Hogs. He's just a tall, straight up, fast, power, everything. Number 3, O.J. Simpson. His post career has had some ups and downs, certainly, but as a football player, strictly as a football player, I'm old enough to remember to watch O.J. Simpson when he played for the Buffalo Bills. Call him the Juice. They call the offensive line the electric company because they powered the Juice. It was, and O.J. Simpson was a bad boy. And I guess his post career he's also been a bad boy, but in a different way. Number 2, Sweetness, Walter Payton. Never seen a running back run harder than Walter Payton for the Chicago Bears. His style is just, he fought for every inch. If he had to give him option A, run out of bounds, or option B, he would choose option B, no matter what it was. He was going to lower his head to get that extra half yard. It's amazing he didn't get hurt more often, but we have Walter Payton. And number 1, Jim Brown. A little before my time. Honestly, he'd already retired by the time I started watching football. I guess I was like 3 or 4 years old when he retired, but I watched plenty of tape from him, Man Among Boys. You say that he criticized the competition, whatever. Jim Brown's Jim Brown. Love his attitude, love his running style, love everything about Jim Brown. So that's the list. Feel free to pick it apart, come up with your own list, whatever. But anyway, that's an episode for today. Hopefully, we don't lose any more internet service. That is the absolute one. Anyway, thanks. Looking forward to this week. Arkansas A&M. El Rey goes to Jonesboro. Opens up conference play at Jonesboro. Also this week we have the Symmetric Tour Murphy USA Shootout. The professional women's golf tournament where top amateur ladies try to compete to earn a spot or earn a pro card for the LPGA. Comes to El Rey at Mystic Creek. Starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to try stuff out there for some of that. It's going to be a busy week. Looking forward to it. Thanks for listening. As you were.